Hi everybody, I'm Jeremiah Picard with Big Red Worms, and I want to tell you that I love worms. So we start with the food waste that's been collected in the cafeteria, and we pick that up in our truck. That truck will then haul the food waste from all the schools, coffee shops, and restaurants that we pick up from and bring it back to our facility out at the airport. For composting to happen, you have to have two items. Greens, which is nitrogen sources, which is where our food waste is coming in. And then the second thing you need is browns, carbon sources. This is our carbon source. We use horse manure and the bedding from horse stables, which is a lot of straw, hay, as well as wood chips. The product is mixed with horse manure, and there's some grass clippings, as well as all the food waste that we've collected. And we'll let it sit here for 2 to 3 days until we get enough material that's broken down enough that we can put it into our finishing systems. Our forced air static composting bins, you can see they're fairly big. 8 foot wide, 12 foot deep, 6 foot tall. What we're gonna do is we force air through this channel that's built into the floor. And on one end we have air intake, which connects to the fan. And on the other end we have exhaust if we need to, excess water gets in here and moisture. The air is forced through the compost every 20 to 30 minutes, which replaces the action of turning it and needing big equipment. And what we're gonna do then is run it for about 2 to 3 minutes. Keeps the microbes happy. This is our finished compost pile. This just came out of the static composting area. This area where you see the bobcat's been digging is what we're actually using to feed our worms with. So it's about 45, 50 days old right now of composted material. And then as I walk around, you find some of the materials that float out, the plastics that get into our compost, which are a potential problem if our worms start to try to eat this, because they don't eat forks or plastic very well. We just fed our worms yesterday with about 600-700 pounds of food, and as you can tell, they're more choppy and rough, but you can look at this patch here, it's really smooth. So this means the worms have actually been working this material, and we just take this and roll it back just a little bit. We can see the plethora of worms. So these are the Acinia fetida, or commonly known as the red wiggler worms. You can see they're not really very big in comparison with the size of my fingers. There are a lot of them, and they are voracious eaters. One thing about red wigglers is they'll eat almost their own body weight in food every 2 to 3 days, depending on the conditions, if the conditions are right. We feed these worms at least twice a week, and they process about 2,400 pounds of food waste a week. So we've got the worms at about 4 pounds per square foot. They'll go down about 6-8 inches in this bin. So they're down there working the material way down to here. And here at Big Red Worms, this is where we need your help to make sure that our worms are fed the right food. That's anything that came from a plant that you would eat, or any paper plates or paper bowls. Please don't feed them your plastic or your wrappers or your straws or your milk cartons, because they won't eat it, and neither will the plants that we're gonna grow with the worm castings that we create. So Big Red Worms has been in operation for about 1 year now. We've collected over 175,000 pounds of food waste and over 350,000 pounds of horse manure that we've composted. We've also done some good things that other people aren't doing. We're recycling milk cartons, taking them out of the compost stream and putting them into the actual stream they need to be in. We're gonna work on more in-depth recycling initiatives to help our city be more efficient, using our resources, not waste landfill space, and also reduce some of the pollution that's caused by putting your food waste and your recyclables into the wrong waste stream. Thanks for hanging out with us here at Big Red Worms, and I got worms!